Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for January 5, 2024, 10 Cubans on illegal entry charge remanded. The 10 male Cuban nationals who were charged with illegal entry after showing up at a hotel in Trelawney on Saturday were remanded in custody when they appeared in the Trelawney Parish Court on Thursday. Parish Court Judge Paula Archer Hall ordered the Cubans, through an interpreter, to return to court on Friday morning. The men requested assistance from the court to provide legal representation. Reports are that the Cubans were discovered around 2 a.m. on the Excellence Resort property. The court heard that the men were headed for Florida in a boat which drifted into the Jamaican waters during turbulent weather. After the Cubans were spotted at the hotel, the police were alerted. Upon their arrival at the hotel, the cops took the men to the Falmouth police station. They were later taken to the Falmouth Public General Hospital before being taken into custody. Raw dog charged after gun found during St. Elizabeth traffic stop. A 35-year-old man has been charged following the seizure of an illegal firearm during a traffic stop in Newmarket, St. Elizabeth on Wednesday. He is Ricardo Thompson, otherwise called Raw Dog or Omar, a truck driver of Saguenay in Clarendon. Police said that Thompson was charged with possession of a prohibited weapon and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Police said that during a vehicular checkpoint on the Newmarket Main Road, the driver of a white 2010 Toyota Allion was signaled to stop. The driver complied and a search was done of the vehicle. A silver SW9VE Springfield Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol with a serial number not visible containing 17 9mm rounds was found during the search. Thompson was arrested and the gun and the vehicle seized. Cell site records place a co-accused at the murder scene. Cell site records have placed the two men accused of murdering 15-year-old Shanika Gray at the location where her body was found on February 1, 2017. The revelation came in court on Thursday from the officer in charge of the Communication, Forensics and the Cybercrime Division of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Deputy Superintendent Maurice Good. Gregory Roberts is currently on trial in the St. James Circuit Court for the teen's death. Co-accused Mario Morrison had pleaded guilty in September 2022 after entering a plea deal with the state and was sentenced to life in prison a month later. During a verbal and a digital presentation in court on Thursday, DSP Good used Google Earth software to show how signals emitted from a cell tower helped them map both the men's movements and tied them to the crime. He said that the cell tower global identity information showed that at 8:58 p.m. and 9:07 p.m. on January 29, Roberts and Morrison's phones were respectively being served by a Tucker Hill cell tower, which serves the Irwin area in the parish. The teenager's body was found in bushes in Irwin, St. James 3 days later. With an understanding of how cell site works, in order for both Mr. Roberts at 8:58 p.m. and Mr. Morrison at 9:07 p.m. to use Sector 4 of this Tucker Hill cell site, they would have to be within this location on this side, explained the DSP Good. He was responding to queries from Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Andrew Martin Swaby, who wanted his opinion of both men utilizing the same sector of the Tucker Hill cell tower. Also in court on Thursday, a series of text messages sent by Roberts was entered into evidence and a link was made to some of them being sent from the Irwin cell tower. They were sent to his ex-girlfriend and her mother and covered topics that have now become familiar to those following the trial. He mentions making a video that shows him doing something he thought horrific enough to scare his ex into repaying money he felt she had scammed from him. A total of 16 of 18 witnesses have testified to date before a 7-member jury. The case has been adjourned until next Monday at 10:30 a.m. when DSP Good will continue his presentation. St. Andrew mom thanks observer after missing son found in St. Anne. 2 days after the Jamaica Observer reported the disappearance of 19-year-old Chrismar C.J. Josephs, he was reunited with his mother after being found safe and sound in Brownstown, St. Anne, more than 45 miles from his rural St. Andrew home. On January 2, when the news published CJ's story, he had been missing for 8 days as his mother, Etelita Cunningham, had last seen him about 11:30 p.m. on Christmas Day at a shop in their small Lacey district near Cavaliers, Stony Hill, St. Andrew. The mother had been extremely worried for her son as he is schizophrenic. Cunningham had told the news that due to his condition, CJ had wandered off before and would be gone for 2 or 3 days at a time, but never for as long as 8 days. However, her fears were allayed on Tuesday when she received a call from Caroline Needham, the Good Samaritan, who had been caring for CJ since he reached out to her for assistance 3 days after Christmas Day, the very day he was reported missing. Cunningham could not contain her joy as she heaped praises on God and Needham for helping her to locate her son. She also thanked the news for its role in reuniting her with her son. The grateful mother said that when Needham contacted her on Tuesday to let her know her son was safe, she asked her to speak to CJ on the woman's phone. According to Cunningham, when she heard CJ said "Mommy," she was beside herself with elation. She said she asked her son what he was doing so far from home, and he said he had lost his way. But the expectation of seeing CJ again was delayed on Tuesday as she had difficulties getting transportation to St. Anne. She said a taxi man was charging her $20,000 for her transit, which she could not afford. She eventually secured the transportation via the help of people from her community, and the reunion happened sometime after 6 p.m. on Wednesday. It was a teary-eyed yet a joyous affair as Cunningham tightly embraced her son 9 days after she last saw him and 2 days before his birthday on January 5. Needham, who stayed with CJ until his mother arrived, told the news that she immediately took him under her care after he approached her, saying that he was weak and hungry. She said she bought him a box of food and a cup of tea and continued to care for him in the ensuing days after providing him with clothing and toiletries. Needham said while CJ was mainly staying on the street by a market, she also took him home on 3 occasions so that he could have a shower. The 59-year-old Needham said she cared for CJ and protected him as if he was her grandson. She even told the people that he was her grandson to ensure that he would not be harmed. "I'm dropping a good hands," said Needham, as she told the news that she quickly realized that him had gone home. According to Needham, she quickly grew fond of CJ and was prepared to take him in. She was, however, discouraged from doing so by people she confided in, who reasoned that she did not know his background or his tendencies. Needham noted, however, that she was overjoyed when someone informed her on Tuesday that they had seen the news story on CJ. She said she immediately bought a copy of the paper and retrieved the number the family had asked the public to call. CJ's mother said she is extremely grateful to Needham, who did not hesitate to continue to care for him for another day as she sorted out her transportation issues. Needham had taken CJ to Brownstown Police Station to await his mother's arrival on Tuesday. "That lady is a blessing. She was sent from God," Cunningham said, saying she wishes she could repay her for her very kind gesture. Cunningham said she would now take her son to his doctor so that he can resume taking his medication. She also called on the government to provide her with support for her son, noting that she had reached out for help before but was unsuccessful. Mother and a 3-year-old daughter gone missing in Spanish Town. 43-year-old Melissa Mitchell and her 3-year-old daughter, Nicanora Mitchell, both of Queensboro Terrace Golden Acres in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, have been missing since Monday, January 1. Melissa is of dark complexion, medium build, and Nicanora is of dark complexion. Reports from the Caymanas police are that Melissa and her daughter were last seen in their community and have not been heard from since then. Their modes of dress at the time they went missing are unknown. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Melissa Mitchell and Nicanora Mitchell is asked to contact the Caymanas police at 876-988-1719, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station.